It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Play along with us today and test your own science IQs. See if you can keep up with our 6 players whom we're going to meet right now. First, from Hyattsville Elementary School, would you please say hello to Maceo Picardi, Nella Higgins, and Soren Bryan. And from Judith P. Hoyer Montessori School, here they are, Daniel Miller, Maya Goins, and Paul John Cruz. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, our game board reflects question difficulty with easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And at the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking, talented teams will come back to play Robert Goddard Montessori for the chance to become the first semi-finalist in this year's competition. This is our 32nd year of competition in Prince George's schools. Let's make sure everything works properly. Nella, would you try your buzzer? Looks and sounds good. Maya, how about the green teams? A-OK as well. Daniel, Maya, Paul, Soren, Nella, Maceo, let's have a good game. Just relax. You've already won by being here because your schools chose you, so you're great ambassadors. H comes before J, so Hyattsville and Nella, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, if you look at the sky, the Big Dipper has 7 stars and the Little Dipper has 7 stars that look like Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, which are different kinds of what? Hyattsville?
Constellations.
More specifically?
Bear constellations?
Bear constellation. Remember, it's a category Zoo Parade. That's right. I knew you had some bears in there somewhere. Go, red.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Team Switzerland is the latest country to ban dropping these king of crustaceans into hot water.
King crabs.
Judith Hoyer?
King crabs.
No, not king crabs. Hyattsville. The king of crustaceans. Switzerland says we, along with other countries, will no longer drop them into boiling water before we serve them to people in restaurants. Come on, guys.
Oysters?
No, lobsters. You put a lobster into boiling water and he comes out all red. It just seems so cruel, but he's so tasty. Okay, go red. All right, come on, Nella.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, if you open up a bag of potato chips, all the potato chips are nice and crisp because there's no oxygen in there. If there were, they'd get all soggy and stale. The gas that's inside a potato chip bag is this. Maya.
Nitrogen?
Nitrogen, yes indeed. The gas that makes up 4/5 of the air we breathe. Good answer. All right, green, go.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, there is a super volcano building underneath this first national park ever declared in America. Hyattsville. What you got?
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone is right. You listen to that young man over there, Nella. Go, red. You pick.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, a micro earthquake registered less than 2 on this scale. Judith Hoyer.
Richter scale? Richter scale?
Richter scale is right. Thank you, Paul. Good assist over there. Go green. Good game. We're going back and forth here. Go green.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, it was almost 200 years ago that a man by the name of Ignaz Semmelweis improved the surgical odds of survival by telling surgeons, before you put your hands on people's insides, do this to your hands. Judith Hoyer?
Clean your hands. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, absolutely right. That ablution saves so many lives. Imagine that, they never washed their hands before they did surgery. Okay, go green. 75 all, tie score.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, because of climate change, it could be that this tree could disappear and therefore there would be no more pancake syrup. Judith Hoyer.
Maple trees.
What kind?
Pass it. Like to
Judges?
pass it to Daniel.
We're going to give it to you. Yes, sugar maples. Maples is fine. Go, green.
Body systems for 15.
Body assistance for 15 points. Teams, this is a very heartwarming story. A girl about your age donated 60% of this internal organ of hers to her grandfather in a transplant. Judith Hoyer?
Kidney.
Not a kidney, no. 60% of this internal organ went from the granddaughter to her grandfather to save his life. But don't worry about the little girl because it's the
Liver.
only organ that can regenerate.
Liver.
Liver is right. Yes, ma'am. Go, Nella. Good. Nice answer.
Body systems for 10.
Body assistance for 10 points. Teams, you know that you are dehydrated when this body fluid is dark yellow. Hyattsville.
Your urine.
Urine, that's right. Good. Red. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams, some people call these quadricopters flying laptops. Judith Hoyer.
Drones.
Drones, yeah, flying laptops. That's a very good description of them. Thank you, Paul, for your help on that one, too. Maya, go.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, the country of Pakistan is one of the few countries on earth where there are still a few cases of this nerve disease that used to put people in iron lungs back in the 1950s until the Sabin and Salk vaccines came along. Yeah, what you think? No penalties for guessing? Name that disease, one of the few outposts where there are still a few cases.
Measles?
Not measles, good try. What you think, Nella? It's polio, polio. Try again, green. Ooh, the buzzer says, not quite yet, Mr. Z. That means our first round is over. What a good game. 95 Hyattsville, 105 for Judith P. Hoyer. We'll be back with round two in just one moment. Don't go away. Welcome back. What a great game today. I am so proud of these six players. They all came to play. They are all in here today, and they're demonstrating how much science they know. Before I ask any more science questions, a few personal ones about themselves and their schools. Let's go to Hyattsville Elementary. And Nella, you guys are doing so well. Did you practice before you came here?
Yes.
It shows.
Very
It
much.
definitely shows. Tell me about Hyattsville Elementary. Who is your principal?
Miss Bay,
And she is out there and she is rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Page, and Miss Peter.
Both of them are out there, and thank you both for all that you've done to get these young people ready to be here today. And any alternates on your team, Nella?
Anna.
Anna, she'll be out there and out here in just a few moments to congratulate you no matter what happens. Tell me something about Hyattsville you think we should all know.
We have a very good after-school program.
Yeah.
We have many different types that you can go to: robotics, drama, sports, art, and a lot of other things.
Yeah, and I know you take advantage because you're athletic, you're a musician, you're a good student as well. So that school is providing you lots of opportunity, as all good schools do. Thanks for sharing that with us. What do you want to do someday?
Work at NASA for maybe a computer engineer.
Yeah, because we were talking about computer engineering before. You'd be good at that, and you're a good captain, too. I like how you solicit answers from your two teammates there. Maceo, tell us the Maceo story. What do you do in your spare time?
So sometimes I'll build Lego sets, I'll listen to music, I like playing soccer and basketball, and
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
you're an all-round young lady. You're doing all the things you should be doing at this age. And you told me you're interested in engineering as well, aren't you? Yeah. So 2 engineers. Soren, no engineer, right?
Well, I mean, I like engineering and mechanical engineering.
Yeah. Tell me some other things you're thinking about for the future.
Well, I really like sports and running. And
Aren't you a lacrosse player?
yeah.
Yeah. And
I
what else
also-
do you play?
I wrestle
Yeah.
and I like jogging and
Wow. You're keeping yourself fit, and you're fit physically and you're fit mentally too, because you're here on the Science Bowl and you look like a guy with a lot of curiosity, and that's showing up. You're doing a nice job here today.
thank you.
You're welcome. Judith P. Hoyer, nice to have you guys here. And this was kind of a fluke that you were here this year because the school dropped out. We are so glad you were able to step in because you've won twice already. Here you are, your third appearance. Maya, tell us about Judith P. Hoyer. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Miss Spivey White.
The one and only, the woman who has so much energy, and I want to grow up to be just like her because she just has a passion for education, and it's contagious. Tell us about your sponsor.
Our sponsor is Miss Strong.
Yes, who last year was a candidate for Teacher of the Year of all Prince George's County. Just an amazing, amazing teacher. Thank you, Cheryl. And any alternates on your team, Maya?
We have two, Mimi, we have Chinwei and Imani.
And they'll be out in just a few moments' time here. Tell me about Judith Hoyer. There's so many great things that happen there, just as at Hyattsville. What are you proudest of?
We have MMUN, which recently went to China, and we have a theater project where some people went to Atlantic, Georgia.
Wow. Did you go to China yourself?
No, I did not.
Oh, too bad. That would have been a great trip. There'll be other opportunities for you. And someday, Maya, what do you want to do?
I would like to be a chemist.
Yeah, and you want to go to NYU, don't you?
Yes.
Because you said you like the campus up there, and you have a very disciplined mind. I can see you being very successful at whatever you do. Paul, nice to have you back with us. You know so much science. How do you know so much? Do you read a lot?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. What do you want to do someday?
Anything that's involved with history, probably archaeology though.
Yeah, I know you were telling me about archaeology, how much that means to you. It's real nice having you on the show here today. And Daniel, nice to have you with us today. Tell us the Daniel story. You do so many different things in your spare time, and there's so many things you'd like to do when you get older. Can you narrow it down for us? If you had your choice to do one thing, what would you do?
I would rather be an engineer than anything else.
Than anything else, because what are some of the other things you're considering?
I'm considering being an investor or a football player.
Yeah. Do you play football now?
Yes.
Yeah. What team do you play for?
I play for the Chargers or the South Bowie.
That's wonderful. If you could get into the NFL, what team would you choose?
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Here in Washington, those are fighting words. You know that, Daniel. Let's get back to the game. Hoyer is 105, Hyattsville is at 100. Boy, what a good game. You can see a lot of points to give away yet. Green team, start us out. Maya?
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, recently they discovered a brand new species of orangutan, which now, in addition to the gorillas and the chimpanzees and the bonobos, mean we have not 7, but 8 great what? Judith Hoyer?
Apes.
Apes. 8 great apes. Yeah, that kind of rhymes. Yeah, go 8. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams in an ecosystem, you know, we have apex predators, we have intermediate predators, then first order consumers, and then the plants are the primary whats? The primary whats, Judith Hoyer?
Producers.
Producers, that's it. Thank you, Paul. Good. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, you might say, when it comes to the world's plants, this celestial body is edible. Hyattsville. What you got?
Daisy?
No, you didn't hear the question. When it comes to plants, you could say that this celestial body is edible.
The moon?
The sun. The sun. Because they use sunlight to power photosynthesis, right? They eat the sun. They eat solar energy. Okay, try again, Green. 135 to 100. You have a 35-point advantage.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if someone is just joking around with you, it is said that they have their tongue stuck inside their what? Hoyer?
Butt?
Not their butt, no. They've got their tongue stuck inside their what if they're just kidding around with you?
Mouth?
Close. Tongue in cheek. Tongue in cheek. That's the phrase. Try again, Green.
Let's get physical for 5.
The physical for 5 points. Teams, this metaphor for the internet meteorologically could be cumulus, cirrus, or nimbus. What same word am I talking about?
The cloud? The cloud?
The cloud. Yeah, the cloud. Go Green. Thanks, Paul.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams that have found a new species of snail that throws out a web of snot over its enemies, so they have named it, Maya. What you got?
Silk snail?
No, Hyattsville. This newly discovered species of snail that throws out a web of snot onto its enemies has been named for this superhero.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man snail. Soren says, I read about that. I know that. I know it. Go, Hyattsville.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, it was exactly 200 years ago in January 1818 when Mary Shelley wrote this terrifying tale. Judith Hoyer. Frankenstein, the monster made out of discarded body parts. Yeah, still scary. Go green.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, some scientists have developed a new hydrogel that is an artificial kind of this gristly substance in our body that makes up our ears and our nose.
Cartilage.
Cartilage it is, absolutely, Hoyer. Good. Just wait till I recognize you, Maya. I like your enthusiasm, though. Go.
Superade for 20.
Superade for 20 points is a visual question. Everybody look at the monitor in the studio, please. Teams, recently in the country of Madagascar, they found 18 new species of spider. All of them are named for what bird that the spider resembles.
Flamingo.
Hyattsville?
Flamingo.
Not a flamingo. Good try. What bird does that spider resemble? And that is the name of this spider. It's a pelican. It's a pelican spider. Go again, please, green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical, 25 points. Big one in that category. Teams, you know that hurricanes like Irma and Maria and Harvey are named for men and women here in the Atlantic. In the Pacific, they're not called hurricanes. They're called these. Judith Hoyer.
Typhoons.
Typhoons, yeah, and they're named for plants and animals. Good. Thank you, Dan, for your help. Go, Maya.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, you know that Amazon's Kindle Fire, Samsung's Galaxy, and Apple's iPad are all these kinds of handheld computers.
Tablets.
Hoyer?
Tablets.
Tablets, that's right, they're all tablets. Good, go. Come on, Hyattsville. Soren, Maceo, let's help Nella out. Get those buzzers pushing.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science, no, we did Dateline Science for 5 points, did we not? Yes, try again.
Dateline Science for 25.
Dateline Science for 25 points is a visual question, everybody. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. And you'll see there is an astronaut floating in the sky, untethered. On his back, he has an MMU, a manned maneuvering unit. This man, Bruce McCandless, who died recently, was the first ever astronaut to go into space without a cord. He got to space on a space shuttle that had this name. It also carried, it blew up in 1986, and it carried an American school teacher. Named the shuttle that took Bruce McCandless into space for 25 points. Come on, Hyattsville, talk among yourselves in case I have to come to you.
The Challenger.
It is the Challenger, absolutely right. Good. Green.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, fidget spinners are said to be good for kids who have ADHD, attention deficit what disorder? What's the H? Hyattsville. What you got?
Pass it to Soren.
No.
Poor guy says, no, I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Hesitation.
What's that?
Hesitation.
Hesitate. Good try. ADHD. Tension, deficit, what disorder?
Hyper.
More.
Hyperactive.
Hyperactive it is. That's what I want to hear. Hyperactivity disorder. Thank you, Paul. Good comeback. Go green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. All right, teams. Scientists have seen ice on Mars that went directly from ice to vapor. That's called sublimation. Sorry, okay? Hyattsville, sublimation, when something goes from a solid right to a gas, it doesn't melt first, like frost on a windshield. I'll give you these points if you can spell sublimation. Who's going to be our speller? Maceo. Sublimation. Say the word for me. Say it first.
Sublimation.
Okay.
SUBLAMATION.
Judges, did you? No, not quite. Not quite. It is SUBLIMATION. Nice try, Maceo. Try again, green. 260. 5 questions left.
Dateline Science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Multiple choice question. Teams, there's a new transportation idea called Hyperloop that would send us from Washington to New York in little pods in about 20 minutes. It's the idea of Sergey Brin, Mark Zuckerberg, or Elon Musk. Whose idea is it to build a hyperpod from here to New York, Nella?
Mark, what was his last name?
Wait.
The second one?
The second one was Mark Zuckerberg. Not Mark. No, is it Mark Zuckerberg, Sergey Brin, or Elon Musk who has the idea of the hyperpod?
Sergey Brin.
The one that neither of you chose. Elon Musk, the guy who is building the Tesla car. Go again, please, green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. All right, teams. At the bottom of the ocean where the sun never shines, their plants cannot perform photosynthesis, but creatures down there can perform chemosynthesis, which, just like photosynthesis, produces oxygen and this food. What food is produced at the end?
Glucose.
Yes, ma'am. Glucose. Well done. Go green.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25. Big one in that category, teams. Certain fish practice paternal mouth brooding. Paternal mouth brooding. Meaning, who does what?
Father.
Judith Hoyer?
The father.
Who does what?
Lays the eggs.
The father lays the eggs.
Incubates.
Incubates?
Not quite. Not quite. Nella, Soren, and Maceo. Paternal mouth brooding means that what fish, who does what?
Pass it to Soren.
Come on, Soren, parse this for me.
Dad regurgitates the fish for the child.
Not quite. No, he doesn't quite. He keeps the eggs in his mouth, and that's where they grow and they're safe, and then when they hatch, he spits them out. Yeah, you came close. All right, 2 questions left. Maya.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, if you're a Washington Redskin fan, which Daniel is not, you will always remember the game when quarterback Joe Theismann was tackled by Lawrence Taylor, and these 2 lower leg bones in Joe's leg snapped in half. Nella?
Shins?
No, 2 bones. What 2 bones in the lower leg snapped in half and the bones actually came through the skin?
Shin and ankle?
Tibia and fibula. Tibia and fibula, the 2 lower leg bones. All right, the buzzer says our game is over. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Don't go away. Welcome back. What a game today. I hope you were able to keep up with these young people. We are so proud of what they did here today. Everybody wins on Science Bowl. Our final tally today is Hyattsville 105, Judith P. Hoyer 280. Paul, Maya, and Daniel, congratulations. Miss Strong is back there, coach and runner-up for Teacher of the Year. We have Amani back there, and Chinwei, and the one and only Tracy Spivey White, the principal of Judith P. Hoyer. Let's give him a hand. Let's give him a hand. And also, Hyattsville, Maceo and Nella and Soren, you gave us a super game today. Anna, I know you're proud of them, and Miss Peter, we're proud of you and everything you guys did. Let's give them a hand as well. Super job. All winners, just like you. You win too by watching. Hope you learned something today. We loved having you. See you next time on the Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Till then, bye-bye.